The arena was shaking with energy. The beat was heavy, and everything about the night felt like another flawless performance from Cardi B. Until the music suddenly dipped and her whole mood changed. One second, she was dancing and hyping up the crowd, and the next, she stepped forward with a serious expression that made everyone freeze. Phones went up instantly because fans sensed something real was happening. According to viral clips, someone in the audience shouted a comment that seemed to cross a personal line, and Cardi didn't ignore it. She grabbed the mic and fired back in a way only she can, raw, confident, and completely unfiltered. The crowd reacted in a mix of shock and loud cheers, and in that moment, the performance turned into a headline-making scene. It wasn't just about the music anymore. It was about respect, boundaries, and a superstar reminding everyone that there are certain things you don't play with. Within minutes, the internet was flooded with reposts, reaction videos, and fan debates. Some people are calling it the realest live moment of her career, saying she had every right to defend her personal life, especially when it comes to her relationship with Offset. Others think the intensity of the response made the situation even more dramatic. But that's the power of Cardi B. She doesn't give polished, PR-filtered reactions. She gives real emotion, and that authenticity is exactly why her fans ride for her. The performance continued, but the atmosphere had changed. Every move she made after that felt more iconic, more talked about, and more watched. By the time the show ended, it wasn't just a concert anymore. It was a viral pop culture moment. Social media turned the few seconds into a full story. Memes started circulating. Body language experts began analyzing her reaction, and fan theories tried to decode what was actually said from the crowd. Supporters praised her for standing up for her family, while critics questioned whether the situation could have been handled differently. Still, no one could stop watching the clip. That's the thing about Cardi. Whether she's performing, speaking, or clapping back, she knows how to control the spotlight. She transforms an unexpected interruption into a moment that dominates timelines and conversations across every platform. Now, the biggest question remains, was this simply a heat-of-the-moment response to a disrespectful comment, or is there a deeper layer to the story that fans haven't fully uncovered yet? Because if there's one thing history has shown, it's that whenever Cardi B trends for a live moment like this, there's always more to the drama, more to the conversation, and another viral chapter waiting to unfold. As the clips kept spreading across every platform, the moment took on a life of its own. Fan pages began zooming in on her facial expressions, slowing down the footage, trying to read her lips, and building entire theories around what was actually said from the crowd. Some users claimed the reaction showed a protective side of Cardi B that we rarely see on stage, while others argued that this is exactly who she has always been, someone who refuses to let anything slide when it comes to her personal life. The comment sections turned into battle zones, with Team Cardi trending under multiple reposts. What made the moment even more powerful was the way she regained control of the show almost instantly, flipping the energy back into performance mode like nothing had happened, proving why she's considered one of the most commanding live entertainers right now. Backstage sources and fan shot angles started adding more mystery to the story. Different videos showed different crowd reactions. In some, people were screaming in support. In others, you could hear the stunned silence right before the beat dropped again. That contrast only fueled more curiosity. People weren't just watching the clip anymore, they were studying it. The way she held the mic, the pause before she spoke, the tone of her voice, every detail became part of the narrative. And of course, her relationship with Offset once again became a trending topic without either of them posting a single thing. That's the level of influence this moment had. A few seconds on stage turned into a full-scale pop culture discussion. What's even more interesting is how this moment fits perfectly into Cardi's career-long image of being unapologetically real. From her early days to global superstardom, she has never separated her real emotions from her public persona. Fans feel like they know her, and moments like this reinforce that connection. To them, it wasn't an outburst, it was authenticity. And in an industry where so many performances feel scripted and controlled, that raw unpredictability is exactly what keeps her at the center of every conversation. Even people who don't actively follow her music were suddenly sharing the clip, proving once again that Cardi doesn't just perform for the audience in the venue, she performs for the entire internet. By the next day, the incident had evolved into multiple narratives. Some media outlets framed it as a powerful boundary-setting moment, while others focused on the shock value of the interruption. Reaction channels recreated the scene, podcasts debated it, and fans began asking the same question. Will Cardi address this directly, or will she let the viral moment speak for itself? Because when she finally does respond online, it usually adds another explosive chapter to the story, and that's where the suspense really builds. This wasn't just a random concert interruption, it was a reminder that a Cardi B show can turn into a headline at any second. The unpredictability, the emotion, the connection with the crowd, it all creates the kind of moment that lives far beyond the stage. Now everyone is watching, waiting for the next post, the next live, the next hint that reveals what truly pushed her to that point. Because if there's one thing fans know for sure, it's that when Cardi B trends like this, the story is never over. It's only getting started. And that's where the suspense really built. This wasn't just a random concert interruption. It was a reminder that a Cardi B show can turn into a headline at any second. The unpredictability, the emotion, the connection with the crowd, it all creates the kind of moment that lives far beyond the stage. Now everyone is watching, waiting for the next post, the next live, the next hint that reveals what truly pushed her to that point. Because if there's one thing fans know for sure, it's that when Cardi B trends like this, the story is never over. It's only getting started. And as the clips continue to circulate, timelines refresh faster than ever. Every repost adds a new layer. Every slowed down angle fuels another theory. Was it planned? Was it spontaneous? Was it frustration boiling over, or a calculated reminder of who controls the stage? Because this is what happens when a moment collides with a personality as unfiltered as Cardi B. Silence becomes suspense, suspense becomes speculation, and speculation becomes strategy. Industry insiders are already dissecting it. Some say this kind of unpredictability keeps her brand electric. Others argue it raises questions about boundaries between performer and crowd. But whether critics frame it as controversy or charisma, one fact remains. People are watching, and that's the real power here. A Cardi B show has never just been about the set list. It's about energy. It's about raw emotion. It's about the understanding that anything can happen, and often does. That volatility is part of the appeal. Fans don't just buy tickets for the music, they buy into the moment, the possibility, the story they'll tell afterward. Now attention shifts online. Will she post a cryptic tweet? Will she go live and break it down in her own unfiltered way? Or will she pivot completely, drop a teaser, announce something new, and flip the narrative overnight? Because if history tells us anything, it's this. When she responds, she doesn't tiptoe. She owns it. She amplifies it. Sometimes she laughs it off. Sometimes she doubles down. But she never lets the internet control the final chapter. And that's why this moment feels bigger than just an interruption. It's about control. It's about image. It's about how quickly a split-second decision can become a cultural flashpoint. Fans are refreshing her feed, blogs are drafting follow-ups, reaction videos are lining up thumbnails with shocked expressions and bold headlines. Everyone senses there's another twist coming. Maybe it's a statement, maybe it's a diss, maybe it's a completely unexpected reveal that shifts the conversation entirely. Because when Cardi trends, the first wave is only impact. The second wave, that's narrative. And the third wave, that's legacy. So now the suspense hangs in the air. The crowd witnessed the moment. The internet amplified it.
But the final word? That still belongs to her. And if there's one thing we've learned time and time again, it's this. With Cardi B, the headline is never the ending. It's the beginning of whatever she decides happens next.